Hey Des Plaines, this is Coach Zach from Switching the Field. I hope you guys are staying safe. Even though we can't go outside and play soccer together, I wanted to show you a few things you can do on your own while you're at home or even with your family. So the first couple things are ball mastery exercises, because if we want to be good at soccer, we've got to learn how to mash the ball. So they're really simple. The first one is just passing the ball in between your feet just like this, back and forth. Okay, using the inside of our foot. So we're going to use the inside flat part of our foot there. And we're just going to go back and forth in between our feet just like this. So you can start slow. Okay, as you get better at it, you can start to go a little bit faster and a little bit faster until you can go really, really fast back and forth just like that. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is similar, but just tapping the top of the ball just like this with the bottom of your foot. So we're going to just go here. I'm just going to switch. I'm going to switch, and we're trying to not let the ball move at all. Okay, but then we want to switch quick, just like this, switching quickly. Then as you get better at it, you can start to go faster, just like this, using the bottom of our foot to touch the top of the ball, just like this, until then we can start to go really, really fast as we get good at it. So to help us work on those ball mastery exercises, To help us work on those ball mastery exercises, something really simple we can do is just lay out two cones or two objects that are flat. So I have two of my socks because I'm in my living room, but you can use any objects that are similar. I just put them down, spread them out across the floor like this. Okay, then we're going to practice the exercises going back and forth. So the first one, when we're here, okay, and we're going to go between our feet back and forth just like this, like we were doing. Okay, and we're going to go to the other object or cone or sock that you have. We're going to turn around and we're going to do the same thing going back just like this there. Again, you can start slow and then you start to go faster, and as you get really good at it, you can go back and forth fast, going back and forth to one, then you turn it around and going back to the other one, and you go back and forth as many times as you can. So you might want to time yourself for maybe 30 seconds, see how many touches you can do, and then go again for another 30 seconds, see if you can get an even higher score. So the next one's the same, except now we're doing the other exercise. So now we're here, using the bottom of our foot, we're touching it, but now we're moving forward just a little bit at a time. Again, I'm not rolling the ball very much, I'm mostly just switching my feet, but as my body goes, the ball will go with me. Then I get here, I turn around and go the other way, same thing, going back and forth, just like that. Again, you can go for maybe 30 seconds at a time, with a rest in between, and see how many touches you can get going back and forth. Then, if you get really good at it, if you want a really big challenge, you can try to do the same thing, but now can you go backwards? So we're here, doing the first one again, going back and forth between my feet. Then as I get to the other object or sock on the ground, now I'm going backwards, doing the same thing, but going backward. And again, it's the same with the other exercise. So I've got my foot on top of the ball, I'm going here, going forward. When I get to the other side, I'm going here, going backwards, trying to get as many touches as I can. It's not a race to get there, it's to see how many touches you can get at a time. Okay, and the last thing is a game that I love to play. It will require a partner, so I'm here by myself, but I'm going to explain it as if there were two people, and you can play with your sibling or one of your parents, or anyone that lives with you. It's an easy game to play. Again, I'm between the same two cones or socks or objects that you have. Okay, so we're going to face each other. So I'm here on this side, okay, and if I had a partner, they'd be over here on the other side where you are, looking at me, and we're playing in between the cones or socks or whatever we have. Okay, so if I have the ball, the way I score is by stopping the ball on top of one of the objects. Okay, then if I do that, I score a point, then it's my partner's turn, okay? And I can score on either side. I can either go over here, or I can go over here, okay? And the person who doesn't have the ball, so if that person's over here, and they don't have the ball, the way that they stop from scoring is they'll step on the object. So if I'm stepping on this, the person with the ball, they can't score, but the goal is closed. But they can try for the other one. Then I come over here and try to close this one, but now they might try to go this one. So we're kind of going back and forth, trying to fake each other out to see who can get to each one first, okay? So if the person with the ball gets there first and they stop the ball, now remember, they have to stop the ball. They can't roll past it. It's got to stop on there. If they stop, they get a point. Then it's the other person's turn. If the defender is able to put their foot and get there first, the other person keeps trying until they lose control of the ball or until they score. Another thing we have to be really good at in soccer is turning the ball. So if there's people around us and we want to be able to keep it and keep it away from the other team, we've got to be really good at turning the ball. So I'm going to show you 2 turns that you can practice, but really there's lots of different turns that are out there that you can try. I'm going to show you 2 really simple ones that are also really effective. So the first one is a pullback. Okay? So if I'm facing this way, I have my foot on top of the ball, and I'm just going to use the bottom of my foot, I'm going to pull it to the other side, and now I'm facing this way. Okay? But the key is that when you do the pullback, is you want the ball to stay in front of you. So I'm pulling it back here, and it's still, the ball's in front of me, I can see it, it's not behind me, it's in front of me. I pull it back, and now I'm this way. Now I'm here, and I'm pulling it back all the way to the other side, and now I'm facing this way. I'm pulling back this way, pulling back, and I'm facing this way. The ball's in front of me, so I can see it the entire time. And if this was a game, let's say there was a defender coming at me over here, okay? And then I'm gonna pull back here. Now I can see the ball, but if they were on that side of me, like where my couch is, they can't get the ball because my body's in the way, and I'm here. Okay, so again, if the defender's over here, I'm gonna pull back, facing away from them, but seeing the ball as I turn the other way. Okay, so the pullback's really simple, but then if you want to practice it and practice your speed at it, again, I've got 2 socks on the ground just like this. I'm coming here, I'm just going to pull back. I'm going to pull back as fast as I can. Oh, I lost control. That's okay. It happens sometimes. We're here. We get back in the middle. Do a pull back. Stop it. Do a pull back. Stop it before it gets the other one. Pull back. Again, we might lose control every so often. That's all right. You challenge yourselves to go fast as we can. We're here. Pulling it back, stopping it. Pulling it back, stopping it. Pulling it back, stopping it. Trying to keep it between the objects the best we can. The second turn is called the U-turn. Also really simple. So it's kind of like the pullback, except that now we're using the other foot. So again, if there's a fender over here, I'm using my right foot, or this foot on this side. I'm using the bottom foot. I'm just going to pull it just like that. Using kind of like my toe or the edge of my foot, and just pulling it just like that. Okay, so it's here. I'm pulling it across my body just like that. There. Pulling it, it's there. Okay, pulling it, it's there. Pull, and it's there. Okay, U-turn. Okay, so again, just like with the pullback, it's similar. We're here. I'm going to pull it back, stop it before we get there, turn it, just like that. Okay? Doing the U-turn back and forth. The important thing when we do the turns is that you're facing this way, you pull it, and now you're facing the other way. So if you really want to challenge yourself with turns and practice your speed, here's a game that you can do again to try and challenge yourself and get really good at them. Again, it doesn't matter what turns you do now. You can do the pullback, you can do the U-turn, or you can do any kind of other turn. Basically, it's going to start, you're here on one side, you're going to go to the other side, and you're going to pull, and you're going to turn, and turn any way you want to turn. It doesn't matter how, okay, but you're turning as many times as you can, keeping control of the ball as you go, back and forth, okay? It doesn't matter the turns are, the most important thing is that you're facing here, you're turning and facing the other way, now you're turning and facing the other way, turning and facing that way, turning and facing the other way, just like that. Go for 30 seconds, see how many you can get. Again, it only counts if you stay between your socks or cones or whatever you have. Okay? Get a score, then try to go another 30 seconds and beat your score again. Thanks for joining me. Remember, from the Des Plaines Park District, be safe, be well, and be active.